Hello, everyone. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the Justice League review series. And we are joined today by our very own good friend, the one and only Geeker Beyond himself. Great to have you here, my man.
Hello.
Hello. And today we are going to be talking about quite possibly the best Justice League episode of all time, perhaps. Needs no introduction whatsoever. A Better World. Oh, yes.
Best episode ever.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into doing our review watch along, we're just going to have a little talk about this episode. Now, this episode, A Better World, really got a lot of mileage for the Justice League series, didn't it?
Hell yeah.
That is true,
I
actually.
mean, many years later. But...
Yeah. And this episode, or these particular characters, would you say they're kind of like inspired by the crime syndicate of the 60s?
I think so, yeah.
Because there was an idea of doing a crime syndicate in the DCAU, but it ultimately got changed to the Justice Lords, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really, really good two-part episode. And it's really, how do I put it? It really kind of like picked up from the two Superman episodes from the Superman animated series, you know, Brave New Metropolis and Legacy. So this really takes the whole multiverse thing to the next level. So it's not a case of what would happen if Superman ever went rogue. It takes it to the next level. What would happen if the Justice League ever went rogue? And, you know, I can see why a lot of people love this episode a lot. I mean, what do you remember about A Better World?
I just remember the whole thing about was it Lex Luthor killed Wally West?
Yeah.
It always bothered me. How though?
Yeah, I mean that. Obviously, when we get into the watch along, we'll talk a bit more about that. But yeah, they never really went into full detail about what's happened to Wally West. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't get that until much later on in the Justice League Unlimited series. But we're just purely talking about this episode. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that in this two-part episode, the Flash, he plays a very big role in this episode. Not in the sense that he gets to fight the bad guys. It's not really about that as such. It's more a case of what would happen if the team lost one of their main members. Because obviously, you know, Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, they're the Trinity.
Yeah.
So it'd be a big blow losing them. But losing someone like the Flash is not something you'd really expect. It's not really a guy you'd expect to get killed off.
No, I think they said he's basically their conscience.
Yeah, they do talk about that quite a lot. And yeah, I remember it being a really, really good episode. It's a lot of people still talk about it to this day with good reason. And over the course of this two-part episode, you're going to see us talk about a lot of OMG moments. One in particular we all like. We won't say what it is yet, but if you know what it is, then you know. And with that all said, we're going to get straight into it. We're going to start talking about A Better World, Part 1 and 2. Here we go. So this episode is more or less kicking off with the Justice League in the White House. I'm going to ask you this. I want you to be honest. Does this scene remind you of Superman 2, where General Zod, Ursa, and Non took out all the soldiers in the White House?
Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was just me who thought that.
But also X-Men 2 with Nightcrawler.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah. Yeah, when he's all jumping around the walls. Yeah, I remember that.
Isn't that the White House as well?
It is. That is the White House, yeah. There's Lex Luthor as the president. Now, this does kind of throw people off a bit. It's like, well, what's going on here? But you'll see what goes on in a minute.
I don't know what was the break in this universe, because everyone says it's Wally West died, but he's already president. So how did that happen? I guess that's not in our universe yet.
I think from what I've read that Superman helped Lex Luthor get a pardon from his crimes and helped him become president.
Yeah, but what was the turning point? Because and also at one point they kind of claimed that they was always known as the Justice Lords, not the Justice League.
Yeah, I mean there are some discontinuities in this universe in terms of how and what happened. It is a bit head jarring.
So I remember the Martian Manhunter says in this universe they call themselves the Justice League.
Law, yeah,
I'm like,
that's
oh
right.
shit.
I love this. Where Clancy Brown's awesome in this because the people, this is all their fault, and they're going to burn for it. Burn. He's just awesome in this. He really is. And this is where the turning point comes. I love the way that Lex just taunts him about not killing him.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Smells like chicken.
I know. And there's that bit comes up. Do you smell something? Do you smell something burning? And then Wonder Woman's like, oh no. This was really head jarring the first time I watched this. Damn.
I am in two minds. I don't know if Batman would be like it had to happen. I'm not.
No, I don't think Batman would have said a word. I don't.
Nah.
No, I don't think he would have said a word. I don't think so. And there's a chilling moment here. How do you feel? I feel great.
Because if Batman was like that cavalier about the whole thing, why not? Why did he get all weird in Injustice? I know different
Yeah, well, this
continuity.
kind of like set the table for Injustice years later.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a different reason for how Superman and the Justice League turned rogue. But I think if this had happened in, I'm going to use this term, our time, I don't think Batman would have said a word. I don't think he'd be
No.
too happy, but I don't think he would have said anything. But yeah, this was a great kickoff to this episode. And I remember watching this thinking, right, this is clearly not our Justice League.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Superman would fry Lex Luthor like that.
Although he did try to dismantle, was it Doomsday?
Yeah,
The
that's in.
All-Miser,
Yeah,
sorry.
this does happen in this episode. We actually get the DCAU debut of Doomsday, although it's not really the Doomsday from the comics, which we'll get into in a moment. But yeah, it's a good way to kick off this episode. I thought it was really cool. It does throw you off a bit though,
Yeah.
in terms of the way everybody acts. But it's quite good. And here we go. 2 years later. So essentially, this is a different Earth. So they don't have their Flash, and the Justice League in this universe are referred to as the Justice Lords. I have to say though that I love the Justice League, but the Justice Lords do have cool costumes.
Yeah. Not so sure about John Jones though.
No, his is a bit generic. It's all right, but it's a bit generic. I do love Superman's though,
Superman and Batman's look cool.
absolutely. The thing with Bat-Lord's costume, it's very similar to Batman Beyond,
Yeah.
but instead of it being red and black, it's like black and dark grey metallic.
True.
Yeah. And Superman here, I mean, I love the Justice Lord costume, but I just can't help but feel he just looks like a walking spade card, like black and white. But it's still a
Yeah.
cool costume because it's like a nod to his Kryptonian heritage, his Kryptonian roots. And Wonder Woman's got like, what's it like, a crop bop hairstyle? What would you say, like a crop hairstyle?
I guess so, yeah. I also, she looked very Nazi
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this.
she did. Do like Hawk Girl's costume, very similar to um, Talik's costume.
Yeah.
So she's more or less embraced her Thanagarian side. And John Stewart, going to be honest, I'm not really a great fan of John Stewart's costume here.
No.
I don't like it.
Short sleeve shirts.
No, he just, you know what he looks like? He looks like pajamas. I'm sorry, he just looks like a bodybuilding pajamas. Not a fan of it. I like his shaved head,
Yeah.
which is what he would have later on. I think for this look, he should have grown a goatee.
Yeah. Or the big afro from the 70s.
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome if he had the big afro. Yeah, I mean, John Stewart's Green Lantern costume is pretty boring.
I just like the symmetry with the costumes with the stripes.
Yeah, I never realised that they've all got these striped cuffs, haven't they? All of them.
On the arms and the legs. So
Yeah.
that means.
I'm not too sure. That's good observation. I never realised that.
Maybe unity, I guess, like that kind of says, oh, we're a team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is where they contact Batman. So come out and help us with a mission, just for old times' sake. And Batlord's like, I hate old times. Yeah. So pretty much in this universe, after frying President Lex Luthor, the Justice Lords have essentially taken over this universe and rid the world of crime. Very similar to the Crime Syndicate. Although, if I'm truly honest, I've always found the Crime Syndicate a bit weird. I don't dislike the Crime Syndicate, but I just found them a bit weird.
Yeah, they never really. It's not just like, oh, it's the flip side of the Justice League. It's also a weird
Universe. Yeah, it's very weird. I mean, I like Owlman and Ultraman. They're quite cool characters, but apart from those two, I never really cared much for the Crime Syndicate that much. I've always preferred the Justice Lords, personally.
Yeah, because it makes more sense.
Yeah, lose a team member, go rogue.
In that universe, Bruce Wayne is a twin, and that has never been established in the continuity of any comic.
No.
I think they did try to say something in the New 52, but...
Yeah, they didn't go anywhere much with it, though, did they?
No.
Well, it's interesting, Batlord, as you'll see, as we go through this episode, Batlord, his motivations for going to the quote-unquote dark side are quite interesting. He didn't really do it to be evil. It's quite interesting, his motivations. Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Keeping his girlfriend hostage in her own apartment.
Isn't it the same suit from Batman Returns as well? Like pistachio or something?
I believe it is.
It's meant to be called.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was a bit weird. Superman in this world would keep Lois prisoner in her own apartment.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because Lois would be one of the few people who'd speak out against the Justice Lords.
Of course, she's a reporter. Really would be.
Oh, here we go. I need you at the Batcave. Not now. Now!
The only thing I like about the head thing on Batman is that it's black where the eyes are, so it makes it just like a weird headdress.
I think what they should have added to the Batlord's costume, they should have. I mean, I love the design. It's an awesome design, but I think what they could have done as a nice nod, they should have made it the suit of armor, like the Frank Miller's Batman. That would have been much better and would have made more sense, because if he's living in a world where everybody fears the Justice Lords, they're going to try and take one of them out.
Definitely.
And you need to be prepared for a fight. So I would have had Batlord wear the suits of armor.
But then he wouldn't match up with all the weird rings around the costume.
No, I guess not. So we're seeing the Justice Lords watching footage of the Justice League fighting Lex Luthor, and they realise and notice that their Flash is still alive.
They should have done more with this, but as like a 6-part miniseries in the comics.
Yes, they should have done. And another thing they should have done also, they should have had a mini flashback about what happened to the Flash. I mean, Batlord at least should have told his story about, well, this is why they did what they did. Never really said why. And I don't think they ever fully addressed by name that the Flash died, did they? All they said was little things like, oh, I miss him too, or I wish he was here. You know, they said little things like that, but obviously we all know who it is. They never really went fully into it. Shame, really. I do love the costumes, though, I must say.
I just want to know what made them all go that way. Because even Batman was like, I ain't changing my look for you lot.
No, he would never do that.
Yeah.
Batman would never sell himself out to the dark side unless he had a very good reason. But even still, it's just very un-Bat-like of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some. I mean, it's still a great episode. It's probably the best of the show. But there's just some little bits, as you say, don't fully make sense.
And also, he lost his mum and dad, making him Batman. At this point in the series, alright, fair enough, they've lost a team member, but they don't even know his real name yet. Oh, Batman might.
No. Yeah, I know. There's just some bits don't fully make sense here.
And Batman would, even if Batman knew Wally was the Flash, they look like they were best buddies or anything.
No, I mean it's not like he's as tight with. He's not like he's tight with the Flash like he'd be tight with like a Nightwing or a Robin,
What Harvey?
or even Harvey Dent for that matter. It's just not really. But you know, still good.
Yeah,
It's just it's top stuff. But it's just some bits, as you say, don't make sense.
20 years later, you could pick up. I mean, yeah, 20 years later, I can't believe that. 20 years.
I know. I know. It's crazy. Michael Rosenbaum is awesome as the Flash.
He is.
I never realised that was him for years up until I went back and watched this.
I love Inside of You, man. His podcasts are amazing.
Oh yeah, Michael Rosenbaum, he's the man. And so the Martian Manhunter Lord is greeting the Justice League. Obviously, we know it's a trap. I like what Batman says here. Can you read his mind? Martians don't read other Martians' minds. Can't or won't. Both. I like that. Yeah, it's good stuff here. So there we go. They're entering the portal now. I have to say, the CGI, I know this is our very early CGI, the CGI in the show is just incredible after all these years.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, not again. Superman getting electrocuted. Oh dear. I've said this on past reviews. I do get tired of Superman getting electrocuted all the time.
I'm trying to think it's his fetish. Like he likes it.
Either you know what it is? I think it's either he likes it or the writers just get a kick out of electrocuting Superman. Because it's every episode. All the time. Yeah, I get why they wanted to tone his powers down, make him a bit more believable story-wise. But still, come on. Just ridiculous. I mean, I love Superman. He's one of my favourites, but it just got really, really old fast. Here we go. And here is the arrival of
Superman.
Could be.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Doomsday.
Doomsday. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Doomsday, but I didn't like this Doomsday. I weren't a fan.
Yeah.
I weren't a fan of this Doomsday. I mean, the design's all right, but I weren't a fan of this version. I've never liked the idea of a Doomsday that talks.
It's like he's going to school, like little boy in school trousers.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Doomsday. You know, he's in my top 5 Superman villains of all time, but I'm not a fan of this Doomsday in the DCAU. Doomsday should never ever talk.
Well, I don't really know the character, but yeah, from what I know of him,
No, he should never ever speak. He should just growl and roar. It's just silly, really. Just I know it's a thing they did in the recent comics where they gave Doomsday intelligence and he took out Darkseid and put him in a coma. That was in the Darkseid Wars after Superman came back from the dead, but they should never ever make not Darkseid, Doomsday talk. It's just not. I wouldn't do that.
No.
So that's essentially the Justice Lord's plan. take out the Justice League, and then take their place. Smart. It's original. I like it. It's a clever plan.
Yes. Oh, the police tank. Well,
That police tank looks something very similar to Batman the Animated Series, or something like that. I've seen that tank before.
it's their take on the Dark Knight Returns photo.
Yeah. Here we go. This is kind of like a nod to Death of Superman, where the Justice League faced Doomsday in battle. Kind of a little nod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Good fight scene, though, I must say. Just not a fan of Doomsday design.
See, I can see why they was inspired to make Injustice at this point.
Yeah.
The fight scenes.
Yep. Lord Superman just drops a whole car on you. Nice.
I think you can do that again.
I think you can. Nice.
I was intending to pick up Injustice 2, but
I have not played that. I've only got the first one.
yeah.
They've got the Ultimate Edition on PS3. Cool.
If it ever drops on the Switch, I'll probably get it. But,
Oh, that's an awesome shot.
yeah.
The way Doomsday comes out of the fire. Yeah, I mean, Doomsday, they would bring him back later on in the series in Justice League Unlimited. I think that episode was called the Doomsday Sanction. And yeah, there's a thing that Lord Superman does in this episode, which they do kind of address later on in the Unlimited series. You know, it's like I said earlier, they really got a lot of mileage out of this one. A lot. Here we go. Wow.
Yeah. Super Doomsday, the movie as well.
Oh, it's fantastic. Should have been a tie into this, really. Like this universe.
Yeah, because isn't it? Oh no, it's a different episode, isn't it? Where Superman sends him to.
The volcano.
Yeah, is that who he sends him to? Or Volcano?
That was in Unlimited. That was where which kind of carries on from this, really, just like a few
Yeah.
years after. No, Doomsday got demolished in a volcano by Superman, and then
Oh.
after that, he like buried him in like magma, and then sent him to the Phantom Zone.
Right.
So yeah, that's much later though. But yeah, that does tie into this as well.
Wouldn't it have been cool or better if that Superman sitting into another universe and it turned out to be the one that the movie star?
Here we go.
That would be much better.
This is where Doomsday talks. Hated this. I'm sorry. It's where Lord Superman asks him, "What do you want?" Doomsday should not speak. He should just roared.
Yeah.
Good fight scene though. I did like the fight scene. Don't get me wrong. Just certain bits I didn't like.
Definitely.
No, cool nod to Death Superman.
You still not read that?
Yeah, you need to.
Not fully anyway.
You need to. It's fantastic. It's probably my favourite Superman story arc. Really good it is. It's really intense.
I have it on Blu-ray, but I don't.
This bit here. This bit. You think that could hurt me? It's so stupid. My bones cannot be broken. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, no.
Oh, you just lobotomized him.
Oh, I want to know more about that. You know, you see all Batman's rogues go in Arkham.
Oh, we're going to get to that soon. Yeah,
I just want to see how that all.
that's horrible. See, that's how you know that's not Superman.
No.
Although, having said that, in the later series, Superman, the real Superman, actually tried to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So you know. I like how Snappercast says, "Cool costumes, guys. Why the change?" We just felt it was time for a change.
Snappercast.
Yeah. Snappy.
Well,
I like this.
To do the Super Friends.
Yeah. I like how Lex figures out it's not them.
Hmm.
Awesome first part, brilliant. And now we're going to move on to part two. I thought that was good, part one. Really, really good.
Yeah, it's good writing.
Excellent writing. I think really and truly, with Better World, I know they didn't think of this at the time, but I think they easily could have made this a three-parter. Easily.
Yeah,
And this should have been like I know Starcrossed was the season 2 finale, but this should have been the season 2 finale. Easily.
yeah, maybe.
Or if not the season 2 finale, at least like near the end. And then go straight into Starcrossed after.
Would be a cool movie, I think.
Definitely would have been a cool movie for sure.
And there were 20 minutes to it, and you already got a movie.
A real classic movie. Because also, what you could have had in the movie, you could have had other Lord versions of the Justice League show up, like a Green Arrow Justice Lord or Hawkman, or we could have like seen like a Flash Lord, not from that universe, but from somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's so many different directions you could have gone with this story. I mean, everything worked out fine, but man, it's really could have got a bit more mileage out of it, I think, because this is technically the only time officially the Justice Lords appeared, but they did appear again at the end of Justice League Unlimited, where they were like Brainiac constructs, weren't they? And we got to see their Flash, but it just looked like Zoom.
Yeah.
But that's not in this series. But the reason why we're talking about it is because even though this is only a two-part, it played such a big part in the entire run, really. There was not one episode you didn't watch that didn't address this. That's how big A Better World was. And with good reason. Fantastic stuff. So we're just getting ready to go straight into part two of A Better World. So I'm guessing this is Stryker's Island.
Isn't Strikers Island also in the X-Men?
I believe there was.
Yeah.
Bit of old infringement there, people.
Well, this is based on a real place called Strikers. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love how Batlord in this universe, he's just like our Batman. He's got everything figured out, weakness wise. Brilliant. I love it. Yeah, so you can clearly see something's happened. Obviously, we know why they're acting like this, but you can clearly see that something's made them go like this.
Yeah. I love that grey on Batman's costume.
I like that, Michael Rosenberg. What are you looking at? I think I'm not entirely too sure. I think this might be the first episode that I can recall that the Flash was actually super serious. I don't ever remember him cracking a joke in this one much.
Yeah.
I like that little line Batlord says, "We don't want to lose another." Another what? Another you. I like that. What Batman says. He seems to like you. Maybe it's my magnetic personality.
Like when he takes Rise and goes, "You'll thank me later."
Oh yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, Flash. I think out of all the Justice League members in this two-part, I think the two guys that played the biggest part in this was probably Flash and Batman.
Yeah.
Not Superman so much. I mean, yes, it was about Superman, but I didn't really feel he played a very big part in this. Not as big as you'd think.
No.
I remember a toy of that. See, I never understood that. Why does Superman need a spacesuit? He's practically Kryptonian. He can breathe in outer space.
True. I mean,
Never really understood that.
Because of the sun, of lack of it in certain parts of space.
I get why someone like Hawkgirl or even Diana would need the suit to breathe in outer space, but I wouldn't really think Superman would need one.
Hawkgirl, yeah. Woman, she's meant to be a goddess or a demigod, so no.
No,
That makes sense to me.
yeah, I don't know. Really, DCAU do some strange things.
I mean, Martian. What about the Martian Manhunter? Can he breathe in space?
Yeah, I think he probably could. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Martian Manhunter's practically a ghost, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably imagine he can. But then, ghosts in outer space—that's always confused me a bit.
Mm.
This is a very cool trick that Flash does. He literally stops his heart from beating. I like
Slap.
that. Yeah,
That's what.
Bat slap, Batlord slap. You'll thank me later. Brilliant.
What I don't agree with though, when you see Bruce Wayne's eyes widen
Mm.
in this, I don't mind that in the Batman or even in Batman Return. Batman Begin. No, Batman Beyond. Sorry,
Yeah.
because it's not him, it's Terry. So different Batman, but
I like how the code is the year that the Batman character came out, 1939.
oh, I thought it was the year of his parents' death.
No, it's
Oh,
actually
okay.
the little Easter egg there is the code was 1939, which is the
Oh,
year the Batman character came out in the comics.
that makes sense.
Yeah, one thing I loved about Superman in the show, especially in this scene, goes, I don't know about all of you, but I'm ready to kick some serious butt. Flash goes, not yet, big guy, not yet. I like that about Superman is that he doesn't care. He just wants to beat someone up badly.
Mm.
I like that about Superman. He's not always the goody two shoe Boy Scout. He's got a mean streak as well. I've always liked that about the DCOU Superman.
But I hate that you kick their butt. It's like I used to watch Coffee.
That's
I hate
just,
they used
yeah.
to say that.
I think Superman. I think if I was writing the dialogue for Superman in that scene, I'd have had Superman say, "I don't know about you, but I want some answers, or I'm going to crack some heads until I get them," or something like that. That's what I'd expect.
This is my favorite bit.
But Arkham, this just,
bloody creepy.
oh, it really was.
Especially when you see Ivy.
What?
Oh, that's okay.
What with the roses?
I don't care for anything anymore.
In fact, nothing ever bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This was just creepy as hell. This was because we always remember Poison Ivy. She was very defensive about plant life, and to see her here, please don't pick the flowers, and to see her like as a gardener in Arkham.
I mean, you all would sit it down to the ground. But...
Oh my gosh, this is creepy.
Yeah.
Joker talking normal.
Jack Napier.
Do you know what would have been even more funny if Joker had Jack Napier on his name tag?
Or just Jack, yeah.
Oh, just Jack or J Napier. Yeah. So as you can see, a lot of the Batman villains have all been lobotomized. One thing that puzzles me here: why has Scarface got two holes in his head, but not Arnold Wesker? That's the joke.
Yeah.
So what's today's passcode? Applesauce. Applesauce. Right. But Wonder Woman was supposed to say it first. See, I like that. No matter what universe, Joker is still a dick, isn't he?
Basically.
Oh, the Superman robots.
The way that they made the squint looks like the filmation Superman.
What, from the 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the 60s. Yeah, 67, I think. Here we go. Our favourite scene ever. Oh, yeah. This brilliant. This, for me, is probably the best thing about Better World. Two Batmen going at it. I love it.
Sounds far than it should, but yeah. Two Batman going at it.
The thing is, though, I love what Kevin Conroy does here with his voice. He's voicing Batman, but he makes both Batmen sound completely different.
Yeah.
So our Batman, he's Batman. You know, he's supposed to sound like that, but with Batlord, it sounds more. It is calmer, but it's more darker. Like there's a darkness to it.
Definitely.
But with our Batman, Yeah, he's still dark, but it's more restrained. He's much more restrained. Like he holds back.
Because I think the Batman that the universe centers a lot of the TV shows set this on is that he didn't have to wind himself in a bit
No,
because I feel like he fears Superman in his universe.
yeah, I think he does, but our Batman doesn't fear Superman at all.
Yeah,
And he's not afraid to get in his face.
definitely.
Oh, this is creepy. Ugh,
Martin's one.
I know.
Freaky.
Very freaky. Yeah, Poison Ivy. I mean, I think this was the only time after the animated series ended. I know it's a different universe, but this was the last time we ever saw Poison Ivy. Depending on how what continuity you're going with.
Harley and Ivy. Batman and Harley
Harley
Quinn,
Quinn. It's
sorry.
like much years after. It's much later.
Yeah.
I love this. Who elected you anyway? Who elected you? Brilliant.
Oh, I want more done with the DCAU.
Well, I mean, we had Justice League versus the Fatal Five.
Yeah, but that was
That was
what
quite a few years back now. We're
3 years
due,
ago.
yeah, we're due some more now. I like how he has our Batman bang to rights here. So we helped save the world, where an 8-year-old boy will never have to lose his parents to some punk with a gun. I love that. You win. It's quite an interesting fight here because it's not really about Batman versus Batman. It's about who's right or who's wrong.
Yeah.
I like that. With Superman versus another Superman, it's just basically two bulls going at it. But with Batman and another Batman, it's more or less like, why did you do what you did? Well, I did it because blah 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 blah. Goes, you make a good point, but I still don't agree with it. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
That is cool.
Yeah. Well, the Superman, the robots.
But then if they would have the same strength as Superman, how can the Flash destroy Superman so easily?
That line there where the head goes, I goes, oh, thanks. It's like, what? Oh, this. I remember you said before about this scene they should have renamed it Gothamotopia.
Yeah.
Gothopia, or what I think it was. I think what was it called? Gothopia.
I think there is a comic. They did something with that in the comic.
What where Gotham was completely clean of crime.
Yeah, I think I never read it, but I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not read it. I've heard about it. It is a bit weird seeing Gotham in broad daylight. It's all clean,
Kind of looks like Metropolis.
especially with the cops. Yeah,
Yeah, that is the Metropolis cops.
yeah,
I guess if Superman's in charge, everything will.
yeah. All centers around what he does. They'd be so proud of you. Ooh, mum and dad. They'd be so. Shut up and drive. Yeah, there's some memorable scenes in this, I must say.
Surprised the Batmobile doesn't look different.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have made the Batmobile more of a tank.
Yeah.
Because if he's supposed to be all about authority, well,
At the end of the day, they was only really doing stuff to sell toys. So why
yeah,
not
more or
make their
less.
own design?
Yeah, I mean, I read somewhere that the Justice Lord's designs was originally going to be for the Justice League when they started doing the show, but DC said no, keep the classic costumes, and then Bruce Timm and the others. So maybe we can go back to those designs, make the Justice Lords or something like that.
Yeah. Or you could just have these costumes ready to go for another series.
Yeah, or maybe they could have done like a pre-Beyond Justice League if they were wanting to go down that route.
Yeah.
Because this was not continuity wise, but year wise, this is a year or so after Batman Beyond had just finished. Because Batman Beyond finished, I think, 2001, and this came straight after.
Yeah. Well.
Not timeline wise, but
No.
show wise, I think this came straight after Batman Beyond. I like this.
So,
For a moment, I thought he was him. I
yeah.
am him. Brilliant.
Great line.
I like that way he says to the general, he says, "Are you questioning my authority, General?"
Yeah, oh shit. I never realised that was a nod to Zod. A nod to Zod.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's a really cool screensaver.
That look, yeah, you see where Batman's standing by the portal, it's all glowing. That would make a cool screensaver.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool that a member of the Justice Lord actually helped the Justice League.
Yeah. And if you believe the comics of, was it Batman Beyond?
Yeah, but
And
we know what happened after.
yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the fandom says, oh, that's not the Beyond DCAU.
It is though.
I say yes, but I know the guys out of
Watchtower
yeah,
database.
they
They
say
say
it's
it's
Earth 12.
no. It's the same continuity because they showed all these events in the comics.
To me, Earth 12 is the there's a universe like Earth Beyond, but how Jordan the Third is a Green Lantern.
Yeah. Well, pretty much, Batlord helping the Justice League would basically cost him his life. And I'm trying to remember who snapped his neck. Was it Wonder Woman? Or was it Superman who snapped Batman's neck?
I think it's
Wonder Woman, wasn't it?
no, because they Wonder Woman marry
Bruce Wayne,
a
didn't she?
different Superman.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I read those comics, but I remember his actions helping the Justice League um, ended up with him getting his neck snapped.
Yeah,
Nice.
I see it more as Superman doing it.
Yeah, it's more of a Superman thing. I think I have to go back to that comic. It might be Superman. Then I remember. I don't think it was Wonder Woman.
No.
Oh, not the electric shock thing again. It's getting a bit old now. It's always getting electric shocked.
You know what it looks like? It's like Batman Returns when he's doing like the DJ stuff.
Oh, oh, with the Penguins campaign thing,
Yeah.
and Alfred's at the decks. I'm ready to do my podcast, Master Bruce. Yeah, it does a little bit. Maybe that's supposed to be a nod to that.
Maybe.
Bruce Wayne at the decks. Yeah, do my little bad mix. I like this. Every person's fighting their counterpart, except Batman and the Flash.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I don't think we saw Superman fight the Justice Lord Superman, did we? I mean, I know they had words with each other. I don't think they went at it with each other, did they?
I don't know.
So we got GL versus GL,
Yeah.
Diana versus Diana.
It's a shame this didn't come around, 2007? Because that would have been him as Green Lantern and then him as a Yellow Lantern or
Should
Sinestro.
That's a very good point you made there. Actually, should have been John Stewart turns into a Yellow Lantern if they'd waited a couple more years to do this. Yeah, that would have been made much more sense.
There was no Sinestro Corps back then.
No, the Sinestro Corps didn't come until 2007, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they could have done that if they'd waited a couple more years to do that. Would have been very interesting. Could have been interesting that in that universe, John Stewart was excommunicated from the Corps for his actions with the Justice Lords, and Sinestro gives him the ring. Says, "Well, now that you're embracing your authority, why don't you go all the whole way and go the Yellow Lantern Corps?"
I think that happens in Injustice with Hal.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right, it did. So they could have done that. Ping! Nice little nod to the Linda Carter show where she used to throw her tiara. Yeah. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, do you think Hera made her give back her costume
In this universe,
Yeah.
I'd like to think that due to her actions with the Lords, Diana was excommunicated from Themyscira, which is why she cut her hair off.
Yeah. But where's that question now, though? Does it? You think is it still on Paradise Island?
Who in this universe? I
Yeah.
would probably believe so.
Right.
Yeah, because if she's not part of Themyscira anymore, then she has no right to wear the costume.
See, to me, you call it that, but in my mind, it's always Paradise Island.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
So I can't get that in my head.
So this is weird. Lex Luthor again, Batlord helping the Justice League, and now we got Lex Luthor helping the Justice League. It's just weird.
It is.
Obviously, this is all setting the table for the big Cadmus arc, which comes just a few years after. But it's quite amazing, as I said, how much mileage this two-part episode got. So it's basically just stripping everyone of their powers. Cool. Nice.
It is cool that it's yellow and he takes down Green Lantern, but
You know what it should have been? It should have been like different colours for their weaknesses. So when he takes down Superman Lord, it's green, and he adjusts it to yellow for Green Lantern, and then the rest is like a normal ray. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
This could have been so sweet. But a deal is a deal. I love this.
It is cool that Lex actually has a shred of dignity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true actually, because Lex Luthor and Superman have been allies before.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting they paid homage to that. Everything he does from this point forward is your fault. Brilliant.
Yeah, it reminds now in modern day, I can see that being Superman and that being Superman's brother from Superman and Lois Lane.
Oh, Tal Rowe,
Yeah.
Morgan Edge, yeah.
Yeah, they called him Morgan Edge because that's not Morgan Edge from the comics.
No, no, it's not.
Or even in that universe, because in Supergirl, Morgan Edge.
He was quite chubby, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they never fully explained that. I originally thought Tal Rowe was going to be Zod. Like, the young Zod at least, before he became General. I like that. Nice nod to the Christopher Reeve Superman movies where he used to hold the flag.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is how we end Better World. I mean, there's no foreshadowing here. I mean, Lex Luthor running for office.
Yeah.
Haven't we been here before? Yeah, this obviously will be a big part of it in later episodes.
But it is a good ending because it's like it highlights the beginning of the arc.
Cadmus arc, yeah.
Not just the arc, I mean like him becoming well,
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. A Better World, parts 1 and 2. Very good. Exactly as I remembered it.
Yeah.
Top stuff. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Any final thoughts on A Better World before we wrap up?
Should have been longer. I would have loved to see more of the Arkham stuff happen.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen a flashback of what happened to the Justice Lord's Flash, like maybe a 2-minute flashback from Batlord's point of view about what actually happened and how Lex Luthor in that world became president. And I mean, I know how he became president. It was through Superman's help, but I would have liked to have seen how that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. This definitely should have been a 3-part episode or even an animated movie. I don't think I would have changed anything other than those couple of things, that we just said. So that's going to be it from us. We are going to wrap it up. What was your thoughts on A Better World? Where do you rank it with the Justice League episodes? Do you consider it to be the best, or do you consider it to be one of the best? Do you agree with what we both said? Do you think maybe this could have been a bit longer, maybe a 3-parter, or maybe an animated movie? And if so, what would you like to have seen? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and we will be back next time for another edition of the Justice League review series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, thanks for listening. And Geeky Beyond, great having you here as always,
Great being, man.
and great having you here for us geeking out on Justice League.
Woo!
So, bye for now, guys.